Hello everyone, this is Visual Novel Gamer here, and I am back with Kinkoi Golden. I'm still not feeling the best, so my voice is still gonna be a little iffy. But yeah, let's go right back into this. She skips basically every day. She apparently is exempt since she's gotten her hands full with her expert planning classes. Looking back on it now, I bet the academy was fine with passing her on class since she was the diva of the century.
仕方ないか。でも寂しい。今日はお昼ご飯一緒したかったのに。
Couldn't you if you headed to the dorm?
なるほど。
She didn't even think of that.
なりません。はあ、もう。
エルチン、なんかお疲れ？
昨べから少々対外関係が荒れていまして、私などまだいい方です。手伝ってくれたイロエは徹夜で今でも働いています。
Foreign affairs since yesterday, that must mean. I didn't dare say it out loud, but I bet it was related to Rakasuka. News has been spreading online since this morning that the big story about the close relationship between Rakasuka and Sortilege had been refretted. Are they filing complaints from their end, basically?
公の文句ではありませんが、あちらの息のかかったマスコミ各社が良い反応をしていないのは確かですね。我々護衛部では対処しきれない。広報部の経験があるイロエがいてくれて本当に良かった。
仲良しですって並んでたらいきなり後ろ蹴り食らわせたんだから当たり前よ。
Here comes one of those media-related parties now.
分かっております。しかしこちらもこれ以上は放っておけなかった。
株価操作とは見られなくてよかったわね。あと少し遅ければ国を挙げての為替介入になっていたわ。
We all went silent at their compilation, adult-sounding conversation. Despite now being involved, Josuke didn't look like she was going to complain to us personally.
あの子の昔なじみって本当だったんですね。ええ。彩香も相馬くんと仲良しなのは知っているわ。私たちって会ったことあるかしら。あのキャンプでは覚えがないけれど。私はあのキャンプには出てませんわ。出るつもりだったのだけど、直前というか始まった直後にトラブルがあってすぐに帰ったんです。そうなの。じゃあ私は知らないわね。私はその後リアに聞いたわ。キャンプで金髪のすごく綺麗な女の子と仲良くなったと。はあじゃあ彩香は私のことを知ってたの？もっと早く言ってくれればよかったのに。
Why do I get the feeling I did something to her at the camp? That's why she went home early? Oh god, I feel like I'd done something to her, but I don't know what.
確信がなかったのです。まさかあんなバスへのキャンプで去る国のプリンセスと仲良くなったなんて本当にあるのかと思って。はは、縁はいなもの味なものさね。
Josuke, are you that old of friends with her?
リアから聞いてないの？
Nope. I knew she and Ree were acquaintances and that it had been for around a decade. Does that mean I met her a long time ago too? ... I didn't remember anything, even remotely like that.
覚えてないのは知ってる。こちらもリアからあなたのことは聞いたけれど、記憶にありません。あなた本当にあの頃リアと親しかったので？
And now she's giving me the look. Yeah, maybe we were just in different circles.
でしょうね。人間、生まれの上下、良し悪しというものは、まさに生まれた瞬間から根付くものですわ。
God, she can be so obnoxious.
あなたと私とじゃ、生まれつき生きる人生が違った。それだけのことです。
Yep, you don't say. Every single word out of her mouth was annoying.
当時の私は男子が苦手で 近づけませんでしたし。覚えている男子なんて3人だけ。あのクソお下品で心底気持ちの悪い高藤とトークンだったかしら。体の大きかった彼とは。
Yep, it was definitely me because he was a part of the group. My group.
一君。
Yep. I can't really remember who I hung out with back then. There weren't many women around since I mostly played with other guys, but Sylvie left such a strong impression that I remembered her. I could at least recall the idiot Sochi and cryberry Achan, but neither of their personalities would have matched with Josuke. Oh well, guess it wasn't meant to be.
話を戻すけど、エルチンはどんな風に大変な？
こちらからはばかることはしていませんので、あしからず。
そうですね。例えるなら、朝礼で一人雑談をする生徒がいて、その生徒を叱っただけです。ただ、叱るのが遅れたので、皆がその生徒の話を気になりだしたところで、いきなり話が中断した苛立ちが叱った側に向いたようなもの。
That sounds easy to understand, yet kind of not.
私がマリアに会いたがったせいで、エルたちにいらない苦労をさせてしまっているのね。
そのようなことは。
私から龍蔵寺さんに言おうかしら。お話を遅らせて申し訳なかったって。
シルビー様が頭を下げることではありません。あちらが勝手にやったことです。
あら、でもそうして先に一発かますと相手も何も言えなくなるから有効よ。かますってあーた。ふむふむ。
Sylvie doesn't understand it.
龍蔵寺を断ち切りたいなら早め早めに動くことね。はっきり言ってあそこしつこいですよ。
This Riza guy was probably causing a lot of trouble for the Josuke family, but she shrugged, and went on her merry way. I could tell Sylvie was lost in thought. Was this controversy not over yet? ... Oh. Rain was nowhere to be found. I more or less knew today's reason when I get back to the dorms and headed next door. I suddenly heard a familiar laugh. I knocked on the door.
どうぞ。あらあら。
Look at the Look at the puffy face. And the blush. She can't say no. And she got the cat smile. Hey.
お前か。
What are you doing?
相馬くんの髪を手入れしてるの。
Sylvie was brushing Ree's blonde hair with an expensive-looking comb.
いらねえっつに。たく。
Yep, that's why she got the puffy face. Rin looked a little muffled, but...
ほら、暴れないで。たく。
And now she's enjoying it. When she simmered down, she squinted her eyes like she's enjoying it. She was like a kitten getting her fur groomed. You obviously like it.
うるせえ。でも、認める。これ眠くなってくる。
Sounded like it felt nice. I'm surprised to see you here, Sylvie. What about Ellie-san?
エルは今日はお仕事ですって。龍蔵寺さんのことで。
Guess she was still dealing with that guy she mentioned this morning.
そしてエルには悪いけれど、私は今日ここにお泊まりよ。
Haven't mentioned Swift with you again? They really were close.
今夜も3人でお夕飯にしましょう。ねえ。なんかうまい飯でもある？ご飯はさすがに。あ、アップルパイを焼いてきたわ。 nice.
Yep, there it is.
相馬くん、小さい頃から好きだったわよね、アップルパイ。
Yeah, I figured that was the case. She had kept pestering me over and over about apple pie before.
別に好きってわけじゃ。言い訳しないの。相馬くんのことは何でもお見通しよ。
I shouldn't be surprised, but these two were in perfect sync. They made a great pair, even with the 10-year gap. I guess it was given that I and Sylvie and I made for good matchups too. That was just how childhood friends work.
つかさっきからくすぐってよ、シルビー。くすぐってるの。そうで、コシコシ。
Sophie knows everything about Ree. She can't do anything about it. Ree squirmed as the comb tickled her scalp. She didn't try to escape or push Sophie's hand away, though. The fact she didn't resist was proof of how much she was enjoying getting her hair brushed.
ずっと使ってくれてるのね、これ。
Wait a second. The hair is basically identical. Was this the hair that Sophie cut and she's using it as a wig?
まあな。
That would be my guess. Sophie said that as she gazed at the cone with Rin's golden hair threaded through each tooth. Was there some story tied to that comb too? Could it also be made from piano scrap? Not that it looked so cheaply made.
ねえ、相馬くん、一。
What's up? As she carefully placed the comb on Rin's hair.
二人にもう一度会えてよかったわ。
She said that once more.
はっきり言ってしまうと、私が進学先に日本のこの学園を選んだ理由の9割は二人にもう一度会いたいからだったの。特に相馬くんとはまた会えてよかった。もう会えないと思っていたから。ま、運が良かったわな。
Sophie gently leaned her face in close to the back of Ree's head. Maybe something had happened in the past, something I didn't know about. Sophie continued to lean in close against Ree.
本当に良かった。二人に会えて。またあの頃みたいに自信を取り戻せたわ。
Wait, why did you lose your confidence again? Confidence? It was an abrupt, unexpected comment. Almost like Sylvie hadn't had confidence in herself. I had never seen her act that way even once.
私ね、時々自分が何なのかわからなくなってしまうの。
Sophie's tone of voice lowered.
イスタ家に生まれて、シスア家に迎えられてお姫様になって、それからはお姫様としての人生をずっと生きてきた。ピアノの腕を必要とされれば必死で練習したし、社交性が必要なら身につけたわ。実の兄や姉を部下として見なきゃいけないなら、ずっとそうして接してる。でも、時々わからなくなるの。私って、シルビアって女の子は、こう、なんていうのかな。何者なのかしら。
That must be tough, having to call your brother and sister as subordinates instead of actually family. That must be really tough.
みんなが見てるこの皮みたいな部分、お姫様でピアノが得意でエルたち有能な部下に守られてるこの皮がシルビアであることはわかる。でも私って何？時々わからなくなるわ。二人に再会できてよかった。私が知ってる限り、イチと相馬くんと一緒にいたあの頃だけが 私の知ってる私なの。シルビア・ル・クルスクラウン・ソルティレージュ・シスア王女ではなくて、私なの。
... The mood turned uneasily grave. As somewhat capricious look Sylvie occasionally let slip had finally risen to the surface. A shell of herself. Huh. I think I had an idea of what she was talking about. That was the sort of creature all human beings were. We all lived our lives wearing the shell we call ourselves, in which our name, position, and environment were individually ingrained. Even we could sense this shell, so I bet someone like Sylvie, who had an entire country expecting great things of her, felt it even more strongly. Everyone generally agreed with that statement, but...
別にそれが普通だよ。心配すんな。シルビーはうまくやれてるから。
She said it before I could. Damn it.
お前のその皮の部分、一つの国を挙げて愛されてて、国を代表するくらいピアノがうまくて、うまくカッコつけられてんじゃん。
Sylvie blinked, seemingly confused by Ree's comment. Ree, on the other hand, got what she had to say off her chest and...
もう眠くなってきた。
She must have been feeling shy and quickly ended that discussion. This woman, she'd done it with Sylvie and me, but Ree would open her mouth to speak, but then pull back and cut herself off.
ちょっと寝る。シルビーもういいから。さあ、どのくらい寝る？できたら。夕飯？じゃあ7時。あと1時間半したら起こせ。
With that, she promptly laid down in bed. She really does act spur of the moment.
疲れていたのよ。仕方ないわ。
Nothing about the way she acted looked exhausted, in my opinion. Still though, an hour and a half, that's some quality time.
オーロと2人ならすぐに過ぎちゃうわ。
Moments like these make my heart skip a beat for no good reason. But unfortunately enough, I wasn't what was on her mind today. She was worried about what was said earlier. Oh, was that it? When Ree said she could go to sleep out of nowhere, that was her way of telling me to comfort Sylvie. Ree really was our biggest cheerleader, wasn't she? About what Ree said. Her point was basically that you're cool the way you are now.
かっこいい？
Yes, but... Oh yeah, definitely.
わからないわ。日本語だからかしら。かっこつけるって何？
She asked me explicitly. Show off. The impromptu for that term should be the same whether it was for me or for Sylvie. It meant to display the part of yourself you window dress. Your shell, in the biggest light possible. That's what it meant to show off. Dyeing in one hair blonde was no different. You could even consider it a somewhat superficial action. But maybe the difference came in how you perceived it. It means to improve yourself. That was roughly relegating what Ree had told me before. She was a twisted yet compliment Cupid, all right. The part of yourself that's like your shell. Enchanting that shell into something more is what it means to show off. That explanation had apparently go over her head as she canned her neck to the side.
それってそんなに大切なこと？
Of course it's important. That shell is part of who you are.
でも
I know how you feel. You think the person you think you are and the version of yourself you want the world to see are totally different. Both of those parts are you, Sylvie, without a doubt. All human beings are made up of those two sides, who they really are at their very core and the shell around it that everyone else sees. Sort of like how nobody can see their own face with their own eyes. It goes without saying that it's important to polish up the person you think you are, but it's super important to polish up your shell too. You pull that off in spades after all. You became a princess, a master pianist, and have blossomed into a beautiful woman before any of us realized it.
そう
If anyone here should be experiencing a complex, it should be me. Compared to Sylvie, who formed the shell of a princess, and Marie, who formed the shell of a diva, I was way too mediocre. I worked hard at baseball, but I was driven out of the club and brought misfortune to everyone from the band club that I had wanted to protect. I tried to show off, but failed miserably. My shell was merely that of a pathetic man. Sylvie, you're incredible. So have confidence in yourself. Ree, Sona, and both love that shell of yours like crazy. Squeeze. Sylvie hugged me. This was one hell of a perk, but alright, by all rights, this is a hug Ree should have got. I quietly accept her embrace. Sylvie clinged to me as she pleased, and then...
ねえオーラ
Come on, confess. Yeah?
あのね相馬くんと会えて落ち着いたら言いたかったことがあるの
Come on, please say this is a confessing moment. What could it be? Sophie's face was unusually red. Cute. This was going to make me turn red too, so as I look away...
私オーラのことね
Sure.
オーラのこと
No! No! Every time with the phone. What about me?
電話が鳴ってるわ
That was the perfect moment, you stupid phone. She slumped down onto the bed looking deflated. What in the world was she about to say? Not much I could do now that she clammed up, so I answered my phone. Hello? You. What is it? Yeah, I know. 2 days from now on Saturday. Quit nagging. I know. See you. I hung up.
千恵香さん
Huh? I'm surprised you could tell. Did you see her name when the call came in?
いえ見えなかったけれど表情でわかるわオーラ千恵香さんとおしゃべりするときだけはなんとなく変わるもの
Do I? Well, maybe I guess she's special after all. Shouldn't have said it like that. Forget that. Sylvie, what were you going to say before?
なんでもないわ
She was gonna confess. You stupid phone.
慰め方としちゃ70点くらいかな
A 70?
あの電話はもったいなかった運の悪いやつ
Yep.
でももううまくいきそうじゃん一これで俺も安心して
I hope she has a route.
やべガチで眠くなってきたまあいっか7時には起こしに来るはずだしおやす
I'm sorry.
それでね先輩なんか羊の肉のロース的なそういうすごいのが出てきて
うわ、うまそう。いいなあ、お姫様のうちでフランス料理。
クラスメイトの強み。
まあ正直私が行く機会があったとして緊張しちゃって味の方わかんないだろうけど。
でも素敵です。お姫様の。お、あかねちんが眠そう。
So that's her sleepy face.
ってことは夜の9時だね。そろそろお開きにしよっか。あかねちゃんって9時になると急に眠そうにするから時計代わりにちょうどいいよね。
恥ずかしいです。
But
お、どうしたリアちゃん。たく7時に起こせっつったのに。おい、
huh? What's wrong?
7時に起こせっつっただろうが、もう9時だぞ。
あら、もうこんなに時間が経ってたわ。
For real. Talk about a screw up. We got watching Marie's promo video.
時間を忘れてしまったわ。
何見てんだこら。
Oh, since Sylvie and I were gonna kill some time together, we thought it would be nice to talk about something we both enjoy.
今リアちゃんに見える角度についてオールと話し合っていたの。
When I look closely, I can see that she generally has your face. I never noticed at all. Preconceived notions sure are scary.
わかるわ。こんなに可愛いからぽーっとして頭働かなくなっちゃうのよね。私も本人に会うまで気づかなかったし。
I guess Marie's beauty clouded our view's vision.
うるせえ、消せ消せこら。
She was mad. By the sound of it, it'd be difficult to bring up the subject of Marie around Marie.
たく。ねえ、夕飯はどうした？お前らも食ったのか？
Nah, we were too obsessed with Marie.
お菓子をちょいちょいつまみながらマリアを見るのに没頭していたわ。
うぜえなくそ。
That's a good way to tease Marie. It's gotten a little late. So, but why don't the three of us have dinner together?
はあ？どうすんの？ケータリングは終わってるし、喫茶店も閉まってるぞ。
Yeah, why don't we go somewhere to eat?
外へ行くの？ピッピッ。
シルビー様、8時を過ぎています。寮の外に出る場合、護衛をつけてください。
A warning came through in Illisan's voice.
騎士の誰かを呼ばないと。キュロちゃんがオートガードモードに入ってそばにいるオーロとソーマくんを銃撃しだすわ。
I don't want to be shot. Scary. At a function like that?
そもそも寒い。外出たくねえよ。
Something we can eat inside then. It's gonna be ramen, isn't it? A meal the three of us could prepare together. That would have to be cup ramen for 3 it is. Yep.
3人分の冷凍食品と、
食後は3人でアップルパイね。
Between my cup of noodles and Ree's frozen meals, we were cooking with fire.
缶詰もたくさんある。
Junk food parties like these are more fun than you think.
気持ちはわかる。今日はお姫様もいるからなおさら。
Ree smiled widely. While the water heated up,
冷凍飯、俺のおすすめのでいいよな。
なーにこれ、焼きおにぎり？
最高だぜ。
she nuked it in the microwave for us. But, oh, 2, huh?
ああ、悪い。2つセットのやつだった。
There were 2 fry origora and 3 of us. Is there no extra package? Damn.
一口くらいならやるって。
If we were going to split 2 helpings between the 3 of us, I would obviously prioritize ladies first and go whatnot.
おにぎりは知っているけれど、焼いちゃうというのはなかった発想だわ。
Even among Japanese people with rice-based diets, I still think the first person who came up with this was a genius.
真っ赤。なーに 味は醤油だけど赤味噌が混ぜてあるっぽい。
Probably to give it the toasted look, I bet.
色付けもあるだろうけど赤はコクが出るから隠し味にもなってるんじゃね。
Really?
白味噌は調味料、赤味噌は隠し味だから醤油にも赤なら意外と合うんだって。
Wow. White miso was seasoning and red miso was a secret ingredient. Oh yeah, they did say when making miso soup using red miso would really liven up the broth flavor.
おいしいわ。
She seemed to like it.
こいつを常に冷凍庫に入れておく俺のセンスに間違いはなかった。
Ree ate looking satisfied herself. Oh. Yep, tasty. It was crisp on the outside and light and fluffy on the inside when you eat it. Its sweet aroma spread from your mouth to your nasal cavity. The frozen food industry apparently evolved at an incredible speed, but I bet there won't be any need for them to develop this dish more for a while. This one was already beyond perfect. What's up?
なんでもねえよバカ。
She's embarrassed of an indirect kiss. Was she angry? What the heck? She was the one who said she'll give me a bite. Oh, the hot water's ready. What flavor ramen do you both want?
なんでもいいわ。あっさりのやつ、スープが飲みやすいの。お、じゃあ私も相馬くんと同じの。
You got it. In this age where rich flavor prospers, these two were regular commissions. I went with my usual fatty chicken broth flavor and an ordinary chicken soup for Ree and Sylvie. I brought over 3 shares. Here you go.
ありがとうオーラ。いただきます。この前のとはだいぶ違うけれど、これも美味しいわ。
You had toka kiss flavor last time, but chicken soup is pretty much the default flavor people think of.
ラーメン屋がどこもこってりスープばっかりになって、あっさり醤油味専門のラーメン屋が消えかけてるのって、あっさりはもうカップ麺で完成されてるからっていうな。
I feel kinda awful for saying this, but it's pretty rare to find ramen restaurants with lighter flavor ramen that are better than the soba, ichi, salt, or misha flavor kinds. The cup noodles were tasty too.
にしても、冷凍食品にカップラーメン。天下のソルティレージュのお姫様にこんなもん食わせていいのか？
Absolutely.
私、こういうの大好きよ。
You see? Don't sweat it. We've done this a bunch of times before. Well, it might be improper to her country's citizens, but Sylvie looks pretty happy about it. You're a partner in crime for today on Brace Yourself, Ree. Ree giggled quietly.
だよな、今更か。昔も何度かだったしな。そうね。
And so, the night wore on with 3 childhood friends spending time together. The very first of a long line of these nights to come, I was sure.
金色ラブリッチ。おはようございます、先輩。
Morning, Aku-chan.
なんだか辛そうですね。
I stuffed my face until nearly midnight last night. The junk food party was fun, but I guess it was a bad move on our part to start past 9 o'clock.
美味しそうなアップルパイ。
Oh, you can have it. When I came outside,
おはよう、オーラ。
Sylvie came out from Marie's room.
お昼
Yo. Oh. Did you stay in the reason room?
あの後もしばらくお話ししてたんだけど、そのまま二人で。
Dot dot dot. A sleepover with two beautiful ladies. I obviously couldn't possibly take part, but I wish I could have at least gotten a glimpse.
オーラはどうしたの？こんなに早く。あら？
Is Sylvie gonna be out of here?
1、2、3、4。
Yes, she is.
おお、元気だね、お姫様。ラジオ体操、体育の時間にやるのは知っていたけれど、なるほど、目覚めにやるのも効果的ね。
It's a piece of wisdom from Japanese summer break. We headed to school shortly thereafter.
相馬くん、今日もお休み。
Not much you can do about her. I did go wake her, but she also had a severe case of heartburn from our late night binging spree. In her case, she probably skipped.
もう、今日は2学期最後なのに。
Ah, I get it. It had completely slipped my mind. Next Monday was the end of term ceremony. Today was the last day of classes.
オーラ最近、授業に身を入れてるわよね。
I doubt it will amount to much, though. I was taking this seriously, but I didn't know what I didn't know. Since I was preparing and reviewing as much as possible, I had learned many things along the way. But still, my path to becoming a diplomat would be a long one. And then
シルビー様、よろしいですか？
おはよう、エル。
おはようございます。
Ellie's son respectfully bowed. It was fairly rare for these two to commute to school separately, I suppose.
明日なのですが、急な用事が入ってしまいました。
あら？明日はクマポン家へ行ってお城の修繕応援会で演奏するんじゃなかったかしら。
You mean Kamamoto preference? You're going all the way to Kanamoto? That's awesome. Royalty had it rough on a daily basis.
そちらはキャンセルとなります。龍蔵寺殿がどうしても明日会いたいと。修繕応援会のスポンサーの一人ですので無視できません。
あら、龍蔵寺さん。
I think she completely forgot about him. Dot dot
タ
dot.
イミングが悪かったものね。やっぱり私のことを恨んでるのかしら。
でしょうね。確認しておきますが、何を言われても交わしてください。決して謝ってはなりません。
分かってます。そこら辺の駆け引きは。適当にお茶を濁して逃げるわ。相馬くんと会えるつてを作ってくれたのは感謝だけれど、向こうも好き勝手したし、おあいこよね。
Can I say something? Sylvie lifted her hand to say yes. You and this Riza person has no relationship whatsoever, right?
講師織り交ぜてのお付き合いを望まれて、これまでは応じてきたけれど、相馬くんとはもう個人的にコンタクトが取れるんだもの。今後は講師の死は打ち切っちゃって OK。
So this was Sylvie's way of saying she was done with him. I bet he was perfectly aware of this. Why call her over now? I wonder what it could be. This gave me a bad feeling. He's gonna try something with the camera again.
マリアに合わせるのが早すぎた。まさかこうもあっさりあちらで打ち解けてしまうとは。
あのマリアが心を許すとは思いませんでしたね。
くっそー、シルビア王女、一発で僕を切り捨てるって、そんなに僕に興味ないのか？
Yes, she has that little interest in you.
ちょっと強引だが、明日は何としても婚約話を引きずらせてもらうぞ。タブロイド紙の記者どもは何人くらい用意できた？
金の匂いがすればいくらでも寄ってくる外注どもです。20や30は楽に集まるでしょうが。
タイミングを間違えるなよ。無理やりでも何でも僕が彼女の唇を奪うその瞬間を写真に収めて即記事にさせるんだ。
本当によろしいので？国際問題にでもなったら。
だからこそ向こうは何も言えないさ。キスごときでそう騒ぎ立てるわけにもいかない。
Oh, geez, gonna try something.
あとは民意を適当に誘導して、うちとソルティレージが蜜月だと思い込ませれば、自然とあの国の日本での窓口はうちに限定される。そしたら時間をかけてゆっくりとだな。
そううまくいくでしょうか。
それに僕ってキスがうまいからさ、無理やりでもしちゃえば彼女も僕に悪い気しないかも。
Yep, the secretary's like, this guy's an idiot.
いや本当にうまいだって。これまでした子みんなそう言うもん。
これまでした子って？
Yep, call him out.
キャバクラとかソープとか。
Massage parlor. ...
とにかく記者の準備しておけよ。
はあ。
She thinks he's an idiot too. ...
どうされました？難しい顔をなさってますが。
Oh yeah. ... That Riz guy really did rub me the wrong way. I had nothing to base it on, but I feel uneasy for some reason. Hey Sophie,
何？
about the meeting tomorrow, do you know where you're going to meet up or anything?
そうね。隣町のホテルだと思うわ。あそこ、とても綺麗な日本庭園があるの。
Sylvie was smiling sweetly. She didn't appear to be on guard in the slightest. Sophie was in the right on this one, and there was no need to be on guard. I was the weird one here. But I still couldn't shake this feeling. Hey, would it be okay if I went with you? The garden. I think I'd like to take a quick look myself, and if it's at a high-class hotel, I couldn't exactly go and see by myself very easily.
もちろんいいわよ。
Sophie smiled happily, but
それじゃあ、エルにオーラも。ダメよ、オーラ。明日、シエカさんと約束があるんでしょ？
uh-oh. Alright, I just confirmed that with her yesterday. She asked me to go out with her tomorrow to make up for Christmas. Then why don't we bring Chicory along or something? We haven't decided where we would go yet anyway. Chicory would willingly tag along if I told her we were going for lunch at a high-class hotel. But
ダメ。二人で会うんでしょ？なら、千恵香さんに集中してあげて。私が間に入ったら、彼女にもきっと変に思われるわ。
Well, yeah, I bet she'll be crazy nervous if she ran into the Princess of Soto Beach. In the end, it wasn't looking plausible for me to tag along. I'm still gonna go, I bet. What to do about this? I made up my mind to try and win Sylvie over by the age 25, but if I was acting so impatient now, could I wait that long? Still, I'd simply be overreaching if I were to tell her I love her now. ... My shell wasn't cool enough to pull that one off. The night had passed, but the gloom I felt hadn't faded. It was currently 9 a.m., and right around the time I was waiting for Chicory to call me. Walking around outside was such a pain, too. What to do? Hey.
テンション低いの。
Pretty much. If a certain someone in a long black wig appeared and then peeked, and that perked me right up.
ない。ジュースもらうぞ。
Ree grabbed a Remu from the fridge.
こっちも今テンション低い。つかイライラする。くそ。手軽に殴れるサンドバッグ持ってないか？お前の腹でもいい。
Nope. Something wrong? If you're ticked off listening to Marie Bishop, music is strangely soothing. You can sing if you want.
ない。
She patted on her pockets. With that, she clicked her tongue as if she realized something and gave up. ... Out of cigarettes or something?
それ今禁煙3日目、一番きつい日だ。やっぱりサンドバッグがいるな。
She chugged down the Rimu in a single gulp.
クリスマスまで持つかこれ。くっそ。
Christmas. Do you quit for the party?
仕事受けちゃったし、タバコの匂いさせてるとまずいだろ、マリア・ビショップが。
For sure. She was a more considerate person than I expected. I'll be disillusioned beyond belief if the lovely Marie smelled like nicotine. Marie gives off the impression that she emanates the mintly fresh aroma from her sweet glands like some all-natural fruit spirit.
シトラスミントね。クリスマ
Citrus.
ス会はそれ以外の香水で行くから。どっちにしろタバコは NG。
She collapsed limply to the floor. It was one downbeat day for the both of us.
そっちは
Nothing much.
シルビーに振られたとか。
She hadn't turned me down, and you shouldn't say stuff like that. It's more than that. I'm stressed out because I can't tell her how I feel yet. A diplomat by age 25. The distance I would have to travel and the climb would be to get there. All of it left me feeling down in the dumps.
告白できない？なんで？
I mean, remember what I said before? If I did it the way I am now.
なんか言ってたっけ？あのさ、イチ。もうあの時とは状況違くね？
Oh? Both my rivals had been fallen by the wayside. It's probably safe to disregard that Rizu guy, too. There was no reason not to confess with the way things currently stand, but...
ヘタレが。
Ugh. That was the conclusion anyone would reach. The only reason I refused to confess was for that exact reason. It was true. I wasn't worthy of Sylvie the way I was now. But I did think that the biggest reason was how much of a loser I was. I still can't do it. Not how I am now. I'm not confident enough that I could become the cool sort of guy who deserves to be at her side. It was too soon.
別にかっこよくなくてもいいんじゃね？
Huh? Where did this come from? You were the one who brought how cool or lame I was up in the first place. The second that crossed my mind.
わかってねえな、お前。大事なのは今かっこいいことじゃねえよ。かっこつけることだよ。
That's true. It's whether you can act cool. ...
かっこつけた結果どうなるかなんてわからないけど。でも、かっこつけてるやつは無条件でかっこいいもんだぜ。
What did she mean? I didn't get it, but then...
チャスオールくん。あ、いた。
Chicory arrived.
どうも、今消えるんで。はい、どうも。
Looked like she got cold feet since there was a delinquent in my room. She was pretty on edge.
あれ？もしかして、ソマくん？
You immediately recognized her too, huh?
久しぶり、チェッカ。嘘、久しぶり。
These two had met back in the day, but she recognized her at a glance. Was this normal? Was I the majority dense one for taking so long to piece it together? We said goodbye to Ri, who went to sleep in her room, and I headed out with Chicory.
一回、そう、リアちゃんもノーブルだったなんて、なんで言ってくれなかったのよ。
And there's the puffy cheeks. I didn't know you remember her. So where are we going today? agreed to spend Christmas together, but then bailed because of the party Marie would be attending. Today's get-together was to make up for that. Today ought to be plenty to do something Christmassy, like go around looking at decorated lights. People started doing those activities around the end of November anyway. However, Chicory looked less than pleased with me. I assume you plan to try and make me see Toro since it's Christmas. Yep, hit the nail on the head. The childhood friend I cut ties with after the incident that summer. I knew Chicory wanted us to patch things up. Toro could have taken time off for Christmas, but today's a Sunday, and our baseball club definitely has practice. Your plan went up in flames, so then, what are we going to do today?
そこまで計算済み？
It was obviously a coincidence, but I had wanted to avoid any Christmas get-togethers entirely.
オール君ってほんと性格悪いよね。
Don't puff your cheeks at me. You're awfully rude.
まあいっか。それじゃあ隣町まで行こう。
Is something going on there?
あるホテルでね、ライトアップがすごいらしいの。来週見に行くからその下調べも兼ねて。
A hotel. A town over.
すっごい日本庭園があるんだって。
Okay, let's go. Right. Let's go right now.
何急に。
Come on, run for it. Come on already.
なんだのよ
本日はお時間をいただきましてありがとうございます。
Looks good in that outfit like always.
マリアさんとお話の機会を持つのにご尽力いただきましたもの。お礼をしたかったところですわ。
マリアとは随分と仲良くなられたようで。
彼女と懇意な星テレビの城ヶ崎さんが学園で同じクラスですの。その縁がありまして、今後は龍蔵寺さんのお手を煩わせずとも彼女に接触できそうです。
そうですか。
He's not happy.
それでですね、今日呼び出したのは他でもない。
はい。
巷に妙な噂が出ていたそうですね。何でも僕とあなたが将来を前提にした仲であったとか。
はあ。
僕が流したんだけど。
この人が流したのよね。
We both know it.
このたかが噂についてソルティレージは公式に否定したそうですね。
風評は早めに立つのが常道ですから。
この件で少々こちら困っていましてね。民衆というのは勝手なもので特別仲がいいわけではないと聞くと自然と仲が悪いとやっかんでしまう。我が龍蔵寺家と貴家の間が不穏であるかのように邪推されてしまっていまして。
Yes, there is.
それは
元はといえば僕のせいだけど。
元はといえばこの人のせいよね。
そこでですね。
はい。
Okay, that's weird.
鼻息が荒いわ。どうしたのかしら。そういえばいつの間にかエルたちが周りにいない。
Uh-oh.
ここがそのホテルだけど、なんか
Russell.
カメラ持った人多いね。今日何かあるのかな。
Yeah, must be. Eyeing all around.
どうしたのオール君。誰か探してるの？
Nah.
帰りなさい。現在ここの庭園は立ち入り禁止です。
だから立ち入ってはないっしょ。公共の場ですよ。勝手に追い出したらそれこそ犯罪っすよ。
Elisa?
市松殿、なぜここに？
誰この美人。なんだか怖いわこの人。エルはどこへ行ったのかしら。
あと2分。 話を引き伸ばさなくては。なぜあんな噂をいちいち否定したのでしょう。
ですから、
放っておけばよかったことですよね。どうしていちいち否定したので。
それはですから、それが普通です。結果不利益を被ったそちらには残念ですけど。
Something's gonna
誰
happen.
かお付き合いしてる方でもいるので。いませんよね。いたら国が黙ってませんよね。
それはおりませんけど。
じゃあどうして急に否定したので。あと1分。
Look at all the commotion. Whoa, don't push.
わかりません。
There definitely was a seemingly famous Japanese-style garden, but it was encircled by a massive fleet of men. They were different from Ellie and Sylvie black-suit guards. They were well adapted on their feet, but they chose pretty sloppy attire. And they all had cameras in their hand. It was such a chaotic setting that Ellie's group was unsure of how to respond. Sylvie had to be in the middle of it all as we spoke. ... If they had cameras, that must mean... Excuse me.
Huh?
I'm new here, so I'm not entirely sure, but is something going on here today? With a sleazy grin, I spoke to a nearby man. I outwardly looked like a completely ordinary Japanese man. It was unlike they assumed I was associated with Sortilege.
俺も知らねえけど、今日11時にここでとんでもないスクープになる事件が起きるってタレコミがあったんだよ。ソルティレージュのお姫様がここにいるみたいだし、こりゃ大事件の匂いだぜ。
Scandal. If they were warned there would be some scandal in advance. And at 11 o'clock, that wasn't even half a minute away.
あと22秒。20秒で記者たちが飛び込んでくる。その瞬間にキス。その写真が世間に回れば新たな火の玉になる。
その急に否定したのは、私
あと5秒。4、3、2、
好きな人が。
1。11時。
Camel-wielding men surge into the garden like a flash avalanche.
待て貴様ら。
Ah, an incident had occurred at a previous disclosed time somewhere a member of the royal family was present. I had no idea how accurate these reporters were, but the crowd was massive. They must have had a pretty reliable source. I may have been a Japanese citizen who lived a peaceful life, but I wasn't so foolish that the word terrorism didn't come to mind when this many prerequisites were met. Ellie's group was preoccupied with stopping the flood of men. There was no time. Gah. All of you keep away. I slipped into the reporter's midst and rushed into the garden. I pushed through the pine tree, which had a blink of lake deeper within. Sylvie. I was the first one that made his way inside. Sylvie was there in Japanese standing with two men. Was that a man in assassination? No, a bomber. Sniper. I had no idea what would come next. But if he was after Sylvie, get down. I rushed at him without hesitation. The man suddenly grabbed Sylvie's shoulder. Maybe he was really an assassin. As Sylvie stood there astonished, he drew his face in close to hers.
半径1メートルに接近。迎撃します。
Obey. The likely assassin was blown up before he could get a word in edgewise. But while Boro may have defeated the assassin, the detonation had no real destructive force. Whoa. I snatched Sylvie as she flew off to the side. We tumbled to the ground in a grand fashion. Yiza, flashy action moves weren't something to actually do in real life. My whole body ached after I slammed into the stone pavement. Also, why was my upper lip hurt? Like something had. Crashed into it pretty hard. There we go. First kiss. ...
おお、シルビア王女だ。取れ取れ。
やっぱ可愛いな。あれ？
キスしてる？おい、大スクープだ。羨ましい。でもこれが飯の種なんでね。
The onlookers were being pretty nosy. But as for me personally, my brain stopped functioning the second I recognized the situation I found myself in. We were pressed together. Well, yeah, considering the sensation I felt against my mouth. ... Sylvie gently lifted her face. She was on top, so she could easily part from me if she did so. ... The sensation, it seems to linger, to cling to my mouth. A soft, squishy, melty sensation. And that brief moment would forever echo into my memory. Oh, she wants to kiss me again! Oh, you can't deny it now. Yep. ... Why? Present sensation pressed against me once more. I was obviously happy about it, but the reaction that came to mind was less joy and more. Why? Sylvie, she was fully aware of what she was doing right now. She knew she was doing this with me. ... This is a deep kiss. And then, it went without saying. In the 2 hours that followed, those photos of us caused a massive uproar all over the internet. I'm gonna end the episode right there. That seems like the perfect spot to end it. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. This is Visual Novel Gamer, and I'll see you next time. Peace.